whatever the team needs, I'm that guy. You know.
That's what's up, man. Salute. Welcome to the No DQ podcast. We are in the building. I got the homies with me. My boy, first friend, Matt. If you ain't familiar, get familiar. That's my dog. He is the one and only true John Cena lover. And this guy,
Hey man,
hold on,
we
my bad. I keep saying that like that. I'm
you
sorry.
do buzz,
I
man. You
swear it
get.
ain't malicious. On my mom, it ain't malicious. It's just we put it out like that.
Yeah.
My boy really rock with Cena. No homo though. He like
I-
He might
the
want to
regular
change that
fan.
last one
Let's
because
not
he
get
ain't got
crazy.
the trivia right now.
it- yeah, you know,
You're right. You're right. But he still say he the king though.
I do still
He
say
still
I'm
say he the
king.
king.
I do still
Still
say
say
I'm
he
the
the king.
king.
So
You
I don't,
know.
Hey, he say sometimes you don't gotta have the title to still be the king. Also, if you ain't familiar, get familiar. I got my dog, Tone G. He in the building. Tone G is, if you ain't familiar with him, he's a conspiracy theorist over here. You don't believe nothing. Nothing we just saw. It ain't happening. It's not true. Niggas blind. Yeah, it's just, Tone G is what he is. Old school fanatic like myself. And he just you gotta prove it to this man. Otherwise, it's all and me, I am a former
Touche.
Jericho Harley. You know what I'm saying? I'm still my dog, and when it's all said and done, Jericho still may end up being the GOAT. But as of right
Yeah,
now,
we talked about that, but we know who the GOAT is.
as of right this very second, Jericho is like, I don't even know if I want to have him in the conversation
It got to be top 3 right now, and I'm
because
being honest.
AEW Jericho is stressful.
he
Not
was
when he
fire
first
at
got there.
first, but
Not when he first got there. That
yeah,
whole momentum was like way out of pocket when he first got there.
it was crazy when he first
Then
started.
had the whole crowd. Yeah, had the whole crowd singing the Judas song.
I ain't gonna lie, I really did like it, and he really did make a big difference with AEW. The issue I got with him is he is becoming like this annoying nigga now. He like a mosquito now.
Yeah.
Jericho wasn't always like that.
He actually changed wrestling, like with even for the wrestlers, like they were talking about it, like
Yeah, he was the first to jump.
because because like Vince, like they were talking about, like Vince used to like your base pay never was over $1 million. Like you still could make 20 million for the year, but like your base
Right.
pay on
Nothing
your
set in
contract
stone though.
was
Right.
never more than $1 million until Jericho left, and he started getting that AEW money, and then everybody else, the contract started having the base
Oh,
contracts had to start getting
you're
bigger.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Because they was paying people like what's that guy name? What's the Good Brothers? I can't think of it. Carl Anderson, and
Oh yeah.
they were paying the Good
Y'all
Brothers.
sound like
They got like 650,000 each per. So like, where else they gonna get something like that? You know what I'm saying? And then they
Yeah.
got,
I
but
ain't
they just
gonna lie, y'all. It
released like,
sounds like y'all when y'all talking. It sounds like y'all singing "Computer Love." I don't know if it's my phone or not, but it's like very scrambled.
Oh really?
for real? Oh yeah, that's your phone. I don't hear nothing.
Hmm,
Hell no.
that's weird.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing crazy.
Well, I hear a little
Hmm.
feedback from your mic, Ladine.
You got feedback on my mic?
Yeah, a little bit.
What about now? You good?
Yeah, that's maybe what I hear.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, no, it still sounds a little computery. Like it's not full. Like I can understand what you're saying, but
Okay. Okay. All right. My bad. I can work on that throughout the show. See if I can get that together. But I we had we had a good week of wrestling this week. Nothing was great. One thing I will say, as being like the only true AEW watcher over here, they just had a pay per view that everybody was saying is amazing. And I did not think that drink was amazing at all. I thought
I
it
was about
was
to get
yo,
straight to it.
only
What did
okay.
you think?
okay.
It was
Only
I actually had a
okay.
comment on this because I actually watched
Yeah,
part
it
of it.
was. You did. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was to me. It was okay. Like, I, number one, the main event was terrible. Moxley, it's catching up with him. What I've been saying for 10 years. Moxley can't fucking wrestle, bro. Ambrose couldn't wrestle. Moxley can't wrestle. They never
True.
he was never nice. He was never nice.
He
His
just know how to work
character
the gimmick.
exactly, and he's a good character. You know, for AEW he still fit in, but overall he sucked. Man. He always
Mhm.
been trash, man. Um, you got that. That should have never been a pay per view. I mean, the main event of that pay per view. It should have been Tony Storm and Mariah May, and that's the best thing AEW got going on and had going on for the last 6 months. So I think that should have easily been the main event. But
Mm.
I saw that match because
you did?
like I saw it everywhere because
You saw it. You
I
saw
had to
all
go
three
back and watch it
matches.
because everybody was talking about it.
Mariah May.
They were like they were like WWE don't got the only women that can wrestle.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And I mean, and the match was really good. I mean, in certain parts were like brutal, like whoa, like you go, y'all
So
gotta go in
what
pretty
I would
far.
recommend for you is to because like one thing AEW does well is on YouTube they put out like
Full episode.
a timeline. They put out a timeline. So they would give you the entire beef, all the matches, all the promos that led into that beef from that month from the beginning to current time. They won't recap on the show, but they'll give you that on YouTube.
Hmm.
So if you go on YouTube, you can check that out, and then it'll give you like a better understanding of the whole beef. I actually like the Mariah May Tony Storm story, but mainly because of Tony Storm. She was dope.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, the match was good. The match was really
much
good. It was brutal.
good.
Like,
I think the hurt business that match shouldn't have been on there. Even we knew what they were gonna do, and them my boys, but we ain't have to have that match. It's just AEW give you 25 matches, and it be bullshit, and it's like, bro, a 5 hour pay per view for this shit for this. I
Mm.
don't know, man. To me, I just don't see the hype. It'd be like 13 matches on them shits, B. I ain't even fake.
I think probably part of it is it worked for them twice. And they've trying to keep that same theme because it's different than WWE. So I think they've tried to kept it,
Yeah,
but it's like y'all don't need this. Like we get it, y'all want to be
yeah,
different, but it's better to put out a higher quality on your pay per views than just to give
absolutely.
me matches just to give me matches because that's your thing. It's like the same thing like when TNA used to have a 6-sided ring. Like we get it that
Exactly.
Right.
that used to make you unique, and like people saw that ring and they were like, "It's TNA," but like even the wrestlers say it's so much easier wrestling in a 4-sided ring. It makes matching so much better in a 4-sided ring,
Yeah.
So
And they said the 6 7 ring hurt like hell too.
yeah, because of how they have to build the boards to give it the sturdiness of it. So it's so when
Exactly. Yeah.
you landing
Yeah.
on boards a lot more than you land on how soft.
Crushing your
Mm.
back.
Mhm.
What 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 did you take away from the pay per view overall? I know you probably said you didn't see all of it, but
Oh, I only watched the one match. I didn't watch anything
oh, okay,
else.
got you, got you, got
Yeah,
you, got you.
that's what they talked about. That's the only thing I watched. Yeah,
Tony
ain't ain't
Storm, man, she got them
ain't
cheeks too, man.
ain't no reason to go down that rabbit hole when I already know what it's gonna be.
Let's not get for the confused.
Exactly. Like I
Get
listen.
things together.
They say something good happened. I go watch what's good because I know what the rest is.
Hey man, real quick before we jump into the show, man. What can we just make a little bit of noise for them Cleveland Cavaliers, man? Salute
Flat
to them
out.
Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, damn, man. It's like they've been hot all year, right? But it's
Balling
like for a second you be thinking, well, they have to cool down eventually, and it's like they don't. They just
three
don't.
3 plus win streaks throughout the season. I
Insane.
mean,
Yeah.
That is insane. That sounds like some shit you never heard of. It don't even sound good. I think the Cavs are. If they don't win the championship, the season was a fail. Is that what we agree?
for them this year, yeah.
Uh, you can say yes or no because we still not even a favorite to win, even after having a dominating year.
Still got
So
OKC over us.
Yeah, and then you can say we still 2 years ahead of time. Mobley coming into
I
his
agree with
own,
that.
but
I agree with that.
if I'm being honest, this team is reminiscent of the Warriors 2013, 2014 team when they won.
Mm,
Top three in offense, top three in defense came basically after building from the previous years, going from first round exit to second round, 6 games with Boston, and we had their numbers. So, and I think the scary thing is that we actually got a bench too, so it's depth. Like people been in and out the lineup all year, so we got team chemistry overall.
yeah, that shit
So
really, it really is.
I expect them to have a deep run for real. If I'm being honest.
Do you see the team staying together for the next 3 years? Ain't
Yeah,
nobody coming up, right?
they all under contract.
That's why I'm about to
Yeah.
say nobody contract ending either.
Nope, they
This could
all
be
under contract.
really be the beginning of a dynasty in Cleveland, man. That's I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Me too. I like it.
All right. So let's
Well,
get to it. What you saying, bro?
I was gonna say, well, it depends on what happens this off season. There's some moves that can happen this off season where
No,
the
Travis Hunter was the last move we needed.
well, no, I'm not talking about for us. I'm talking about there's some moves that some other teams can make that can make them really scary.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, the Lakers gonna be a big player this year in the offseason.
well, I'm more worried about OKC than anybody.
I'm worried about OKC too.
Cause like let's say like if OKC don't win this year, like they could potentially like trade for like Kevin Durant and keep their whole core
Mm,
together.
And bro ain't seemed happy in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I know Phoenix is gonna get rid of him, and I mean he can go back to OKC, have his like LeBron story, return home, and I mean if they don't get it done this year and they get close, like him on that team, it'll be scary.
Mm, damn, man.
And they got plenty of players to give up. I mean, because you're gonna keep Shea, and you gonna keep like you can keep majority of the core, and because they got a ton of picks, you can give them like Chet and a couple other players, and you get Kevin Durant. Like it could be crazy, but that's just my conspiracy theory.
So and KD, he ready to get back on the contender, boy. He ready.
He ready to get out of Phoenix. I know
Big time.
that he ready
Big
to get
time.
out of Phoenix.
Big time. All right, man. So let's jump into this episode. Well, not the episode. Well, our episode. Let's jump into this shit. We are on a pursuit to find who we view as the greatest wrestlers to ever have won an NBA Finals. I mean, an NBA. Never have won a Royal Rumble. And we got to figure out who is the best wrestler to
no,
never
not turn that off.
win a Royal Rumble. I got a lot of big names in my head. I came up with some good ones. I know we're gonna have some similar ones. I'm just curious about who we got at the 2 and 1 spots because that's usually who we view as the most important ones. I got a
Right.
surprise you. I got a one that's a big surprise on here too because I don't think none of y'all will ever pick this guy,
I
and I
got.
think it's very
I,
important and very valid.
I think we got. I think all three of us probably got two of the same people,
Of course, we have to.
and then I
We have
think,
to. Yeah.
and then I think the other three are different.
Okay. Okay.
If
Let's
I,
see
if I
what's
had to
going
bet on my list,
on. Let's see what's going on with this. You good? You good, Tom?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it popping. Uh, let's kick it off with you, Tom. We'll go. What's that? Right to
Uh,
left on my screen. We'll go right to left.
what we doing? Top five to never win the Rumble.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. Top 5 wrestlers to never win a Royal Rumble.
Okay, cool. Well, I got two. I got let me say one.
Some of the people on this list too is kind of scary because it's like, why wouldn't they win? I don't understand.
Right.
But I
I
will
got
say, I will say, especially after this year when Jay just won, I like the fact that surprises win. I really like when the surprise win. It's a good feeling. Alexa, turn off living room light.
So I got a couple honorable mentions. I can say Mick
Yeah.
Foley.
Give me your
Mick
honorable
Foley
mentions
is
and then your number 5.
okay. Mick Foley is an honorable mention. I'm gonna throw it back more. I got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat as an honorable
Okay.
mention,
Definitely could
and
have won
also
around that era for sure.
I got CM Punk as an honorable mention. And for my number 5 to kick it off, I got Kurt Angle.
It's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Good pick. I'm definitely shocked that Kurt didn't win one, especially around 2002, 2003, 2000.
2003,
Yeah,
right?
when he was on fire, yeah,
Yeah,
I was.
that ain't make sense to put one on Batista and not him. And
Mhm.
Batista won the '04, right? Something like that. That should have been Angle
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
for sure. What about you, Matt?
So
Honorable picks, honorable mentions. I mean,
my honorable mentions are I actually got Mankind, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, whatever version of him you want to go with.
this
You know,
'98 was all
because
versions of them.
I just like when I went back and I looked through the list, like it was all like it was like people that were either like extremely important to the business, whether they're like the history of wrestling couldn't be told without them, or it was like people that you could see like it was your moment. Or like you were potentially the next big thing that we got coming. So and the momentum is behind you. So yeah, so like, Mick Foley, Mankind, like he was a mainstay and and one of those big in those eras. So like I said,
During the whole
I'm not
Attitude Era,
surprised.
he had an opportunity to win it. So I know what you're saying for sure.
Yeah,
He was a
and
contender
then
all them years.
yeah, another one of my honorable mentions is Sasha Banks. When you see all the other women have
I
won
started to
one,
put her
the
too.
four horsewomen, and then
I thought about her.
I'm surprised. I mean, I know she's been gone for a few years now, but even when she was there, I'm surprised they never gave her that moment. Maybe it was coming later down the line,
I
but
didn't put her on the list
uh,
because of that. I think she's going to win one in
mhm,
the future. And also, she was only there for like 3 of them, right? 4 of them.
3 or 4,
Yeah,
yeah,
3.
Yeah. So, but
yeah.
I do.
So
She was almost on my list too, for
So
sure.
yeah, and then my last honorable mention is Santino Marella because it was his year and it was stolen from him, and and he had it, and there's no way they should have took it from him. It was his moment to win the Royal Rumble.
Hey, bro, he had me convinced that it was really gonna
Man,
happen.
the whole crowd was behind him. Everybody was cheering for him. Like man, they stole Santino's moment, man.
That's funny. Who you
Yeah.
got as number 5?
So as my number 5, I got the Macho Man himself,
Oh yeah. All right, I
Randy
ain't mad at that.
Savage.
That's
So
definitely.
so yeah, I mean like I said, like when I look through all the winners, it's people who like the history of wrestling couldn't be told without him. And and I like he is one of those people that had such a big impact influence on everything. You would have thought he would have had that moment.
I agree.
Especially with like the type of matches he puts on and all that type of stuff, like you would have definitely like thought he would have won and had that moment.
I completely agree with that.
Real.
Mhm.
He was a top tier. Like when you think about some of the greatest to ever do it, he's like top 5 in everybody's list. It's kind of shocking that he didn't win the Royal Rumble when you think about it. Like, what? You sure? Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Real.
So, y'all said one of my you guys said one of my honorable mentions already. So I'm not even gonna repeat that one. Um, who was my other? I don't have any honorable mentions right now. Oh, you know what? The one honorable mention was Andre the Giant.
Mm.
I'm like, how the fuck did he not win?
Yeah.
I'm saying the first Royal Rumble,
because
even though
because he was really retired. Remember, they had to bring him back for WrestleMania too. And
right,
you
well,
know,
yeah, but he
Royal
still had.
Rumble. Then
What was the WrestleMania he did the tag team match with Maine?
yeah,
That was like four,
three or
right?
four. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
so
know,
there's like two more, three. There's like 4 years available that I thought he could have got one. I don't know. I thought Andre the Giant. When you look back at history, like you would have saw he had one. I don't know. I thought it
Yeah.
was kind of weird.
Mhm.
My number 5. I'm going. Oh, my bad. My number 5. I'm going with Kane.
okay,
Kane. I'm
Okay.
shocked that Kane. When I was looking back in the history of this, I remember
dominant.
Kane. I thought he won. Like every year, he knocking out like 16 people. Every year, like he had the record
Yeah,
for most people eliminated
Exactly. Before
so
they gave
long.
Roman the push, the record was
Yeah,
Kane's and there was nobody
and
touching it.
I'm like, what the hell? He didn't
yeah, it
win.
was
What you
Kane with
mean?
11. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. That didn't make sense to me. So yeah, from my understanding, Kane already won one. And then once I was looking back, that shocked me that he didn't. So definitely started off with him.
all right, that's a good one. Well, I guess my list kind of like based off of what Matt said too. So for my number 4, it's Mister Perfect for my number 4 pick. I feel like he could have won one. He should have
That's a
even
good
been
one.
given a title shot for real, for real. So I'm surprised he ain't win one at all. So Mr. Perfect was my
Yep.
number 4.
That's
That's a good one.
that's a real good one.
Yeah. My number 4 is actually the person who should have won the Royal Rumble this year. The best in the world, as he calls himself, CM Punk.
CM Punk.
I should. Another person I feel like I was robbed. I guess a lot of my list is people I just feel was robbed, but I felt like this was his year. I mean, I felt like that's the one thing is missing off his resume.
I thought Pac was gonna get it too, though. I
He
thought
was
he had
actually
a
healthy this year.
percentage.
Like I mean, it was actually an opening for it because like I mean the programming has been so good lately. Like it was like you didn't know who was going to win. It was up for grabs. So I was like, it was the perfect time to get that story ended, and yeah, it just didn't happen. So yeah,
For sure.
that
But you know
that's
what
who
they
I
did? I
that's
think
that's my number 4.
I said this before too. Punk winning Money in the Bank was his like that was supposed to be the equivalent of winning the Rumble. I think that's like the halfway mark equivalent, the second half equivalent of the Rumble, if I ain't mistaken. That's the way I viewed it. So
Not necessarily
that's what
because you don't main event WrestleMania about winning the Money in the Bank unless you really want to
you
cash
don't
it in
know.
and make it a triple threat match like Seth Rollins did.
Yeah, but it's almost better than main event in WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? It's like a
It's
guaranteed
not.
title shot.
So let's think about all the people who lost the WrestleMania match and main event. Look at their stories. So you mean to tell me like you'd rather just had a moment of like cashing in for that literally 2 minutes, Damian Priest style, or actually having one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania?
You could potentially have a stinker match and still win. But if you get that pop and get that 2 minutes of glory and it's 2 minutes, I'd rather take that. I'd rather go out like Dolph Ziggler did with his cash in. I would much rather have that moment than a WrestleMania match. I think so. Cause I'm the champ for sure. Like I ain't it's guaranteed. I'm the champ, baby. I'm gonna take my money and get the fuck up out of here. Yeah. I
All right,
think
Drew McIntyre.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm with it. I
or
forgot
you,
There
too.
we
I mentioned. I
go.
just
or
remembered.
maybe
I
you
got
may
my
announce
my
it
my
and
honorable
before
mention.
you cash in like John Cena and lose.
Hell no. He's a fool. That was foolish. Didn't Corbin do that too, or somebody? Somebody else did that stupid stuff. That was foolish. Never do that. My the honorable mention I forgot other with Andre was Bret Hart. Bret Hart was
Bret
my
Hart.
other honorable mention. Bret Hart was literally the first ever participant in the Royal Rumble. He was the first man called in the first ever Royal Rumble. And that nigga,
That's that's before
he
he
ain't
was the
get no love.
hitman.
Exactly. But the Hart Foundation was still top tier back then. He wasn't getting no love. All right, my number four pick, to me don't make a lot of sense because this man was in the Royal Rumble. He was like one of the final two. Then he don't win. Come back the following Royal Rumble, he is the champ already. I don't understand. Like if y'all thought he was gonna be that man, that bad, why wouldn't you have him win the Rumble? The boost the prestige of the Rumble. It didn't make sense to me. That was a drop ball. But Diesel, to me, Diesel should have won the Rumble in '95 or '94 or '95. One of them for sure. Didn't make sense. He was the champ in '95. He was the final two in '94. Why is he not the champ? I mean, why is this man not the winner? He the most dominant big man in WWE during this time. None of this makes sense to me. Nash definitely should have been the Royal Rumble winner.
Who won it that year? Was that the year?
In '94, Bret Hart and Lex Luger won it. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
when
I
they
mean 95. I mean, Shawn
was.
Michaels won it.
Yeah, that was the
96.
double. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. 95, 96. 94, he was he was top four though. He was still top four people in there.
Okay. Cool. But my number three, Matt already had him at his number five. The Macho Man. Greatest 7 month to 14, 15 months in the history of the sport for real.
No doubt about it.
Um, for real, I guess he was the
Incredible run too.
yin or the yang to Hogan for real. The chemistry was there. He got great matches. He got a couple 5-star matches too. But yeah, Macho Man.
The Macho Hogan dynamic was like, you know how like you could be a square, but your cousin is like the head dope boy and you know what I'm saying, in the whole you got the whole county on lock. They know you's a fucking loser, but they better not fuck with you. That's the way Hogan was with Macho. Like Hogan was a fucking loser. But Macho like, yo, that's my man. Don't even do nothing. And they knew
Right.
like I ain't gonna say nothing to this nigga. That's why Hogan never cut his head off. He like, ain't nobody gonna ever laugh at me. I'm Macho's friend. Nobody said shit. He rocked that shit through WCW and came back.
Right.
TNA,
Yeah,
that
never.
Macho gave him the word. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Let my man's rock.
Right.
Who you got, Matt?
My number three is probably the podcast favorite wrestler, or at least one of the guys we all can continually agree on is
Okay.
Razor Ramon.
Ooh,
Ah,
I
Matt, we was in the same class, Matt.
Yeah,
Oh.
when you hear my top two, you're gonna realize, oh man, we all in the
same,
same class. So
same
I think I'm.
class. That's
I think my number one gonna be a curveball that y'all don't see coming. I honestly believe that.
oh, mine will not. I can assure you. But yeah, Razor Ramon. You know, I mean, we've talked about how we felt previously, how he just didn't get the respect he deserved, and he didn't get all the prizes he deserved. But I felt like the Royal Rumble is what like could have been his moment. He like could have been his great run
yeah,
as a champion if they would have really gave it to him. So I feel
yeah.
like that part it was kind of like missed the boat on that, but yeah, I feel like Razor definitely deserved the shot.
My number three is Razor Ramon / Scott Hall. The reason being, everything you just said, on top of the fact that he's never even been a contender, never been a
And
competitor,
a contestant,
never
right? Yeah.
even fucking walked the aisle to enter the Royal Rumble. That is
Rumble, yeah.
crazy to me. None of that makes sense. So the fact that it's not only dropping the ball, but it's almost like injustice at this point. So yeah, definitely Skyhawk.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep the ball rolling right into my number two. I got Razor Ramon too. Everything for real, for everything y'all just said. I think he was the first heel that I liked it that was cool, and I knew he was a heel, and I liked it. I didn't
Yeah.
know Shawn Michaels was a heel until I got older. So you know what I'm saying, guys that can
He
blend
was
the
acting like
line,
he was fronting though. Shawn Michaels was fronting. You gonna let
right?
he was a good guy. He was a natural heel though.
But yeah, but Razor Ramon, cool dude for real, made you like him, the bad guy, the original. So yeah, I got him at my number two.
That's a good one. That's a great pick. I mean,
and, and my number two is probably like my favorite like in ring guy. You know,
ever.
like ever.
Oh,
He's probably my favorite in ring guy ever. I mean, just the just like like from everything. His style, his matches, his move set, everything, and it's none other than the Olympic gold medalist Kurt
I,
Angle.
I had it right. I had it right.
Like when I looked at the list, I mean, I know we talked about it earlier, but I was surprised. I was like, yeah, I guess he never did win it, but and he had so many hot runs,
It don't
like you
sound right though.
figured,
Yeah.
like he had a 3 year period where you're like, how did he not have his
Now,
win
how
the
did he
Royal
not win all
Rumble
three of
and
those?
once in that 3 year period? But you know,
Should have won all three of them joints.
Right.
Straight up,
so
he was the best.
so yeah, he was fire. I'm
Okay. So my number two it's a little out there, but we talking about the GOAT, so we gotta get mentioned. I feel like Chris Jericho should most definitely have been a winner of a Royal Rumble at some point. He been with WWE since '99. The dude been hot since 2001, and he with WWE until like what 2018 or
That's
something.
yeah.
So it's like
First ever undisputed champion.
exactly you first ever undisputed champ, the most intercontinental title runs ever. This is certified first ballot Hall of Famer. I just don't understand why during those years, if we had people winning multiple Royal Rumbles, we couldn't get Jericho one. I don't know. It just didn't add up to me.
I love it. I didn't even put Jericho on my list when I thought about him, but that's my guy. He
Yeah,
always get go talks with me because it's
I
so
will say
similar
this.
to Shawn Michaels.
My number one gonna fuck y'all up. I will say that.
Uh, I guess I told y'all ahead of time. I think my number one about to throw y'all a curveball, but I couldn't put him nowhere else. And this,
Okay.
and I think it's just the whole body of work for him. And we only had him for a short time for real. I think his mic
Mm.
work was elite. The way he told stories, the way he
I
sold
know where you go.
over crowd with his different gimmicks, and I had to put Bray Wyatt at number one to never win the Royal Rumble.
Mm.
Hmm.
I never even considered Bray Wyatt.
I ain't either, but now that you say it,
Right. Now that I'm hearing your
yeah,
pitch, that ain't bad. Okay. I
yeah.
don't
Crowd
I
would
don't
have went
disagree though.
crazy.
Which one specifically would you say he should have won? Which year in particular?
I think when they came back and created the thing, I think
It's
he
when he
should
had
have
the
won
most
the Royal
momentum.
Rumble.
I agree.
Yeah,
Now I was gonna say, or either the second return too, because that White Rabbit shit, that shit
yeah,
was
that way. Yeah,
Mhm.
incredible. That was
and I think
incredible. That was a
I think
nice
his
run.
first go round and his music like way legendary. His entrance, I think that's probably like a top 10 entrance with the
I love
original
that.
Bray Wyatt music. Yeah,
It didn't get perfect until each city they were going to, and he was on screen before then, and he'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Cleveland, we're
We're
here."
here,
Weird.
right?
That's all I needed. I'm like, yo, Bray Wyatt lit. I like that version of Bray Wyatt more than the Fiend. My cousin loved the
Yeah, me
Fiend.
No,
too. I love the Hawaiian shirt wearing Bray
yeah,
Wyatt with the
the
straw
first
hat.
version of Bray
That version
Wyatt.
that is the
That's
greatest
always my
version of Bray.
favorite one.
I love that dude.
Yep.
That was fire. All right.
So
What about you, Matt? Number one.
my number one was the Big Red Machine, Kane.
Okay.
He was my number one just because like that was like his record like for so long. So I
That was
just
sustained.
always felt like they was gonna give him a win. Like y'all let him eliminate everybody. like he in there wrecking
Right.
shop. I just felt like that year when like he was gonna send it over and like they were just gonna give him his moment and I mean, he had the popularity and the story behind it to do it, and that would have been, depending on who he would have faced, it would have been a banger WrestleMania. Like, I mean, it would. I just always thought Kane would win one.
I think he was deserving for sure. I really don't know why they never pulled the trigger on that. Especially did Kane win when he beat the no, that wasn't WrestleMania. What pay-per-view did he win the title at? He only won it twice, right? Or once?
I don't think you won it once.
Once, and then he won because I know he won the ECW title a few times. I don't know how we feel about
And
making that
then he
counting that as a world
didn't he
title.
lose didn't he lose the title the next night on Raw?
Oh yeah, in Cleveland, Ohio, baby. I was there.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir. Stone Cold beat him. I witnessed it. I never forget that moment.
Yeah.
All right, so Kane was a great choice. I do believe Kane should have, but looking back at it, we shouldn't be shocked. Think about it.
Not in that era.
Jericho created the Elimination Chamber match, and they ain't let that nigga win that. So I mean, what can you do? They ain't let the nigga. No.
No, that was Bischoff that created that.
He created Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Jericho created Money in the Bank, and they ain't let him win that. So they ain't gonna let a random nigga who ain't created the Royal Rumble win that. Vince don't give a fuck. He don't care. He don't care. My number one is a pick that I hope y'all don't think I'm trolling. I'm dead ass. This guy has done it all. Consistent, injury free. But I think most importantly,
you about to say the Miz?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The
I was gonna
Miz.
say
How did I
Cleveland's
know
own.
that?
I felt it coming.
Yeah, so think about this. Miz is definitely my number one for people who should have won the Rumble. Miz, it's just kind of messed up. It's like you're gonna let him end his career at 99%. Because at this point in his career, he's never gonna win a Rumble, but he's
Right.
done everything else. Everything else. And the nigga's a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Not once, but
Right.
twice. Like, come on, man. That's more than deserving of a Royal Rumble victory, man.
Never say never in WWE.
I feel you, but can you think of a scenario where the Miz is going to headline WrestleMania
It all
again? That's my question.
it only need to be one thing. Like it only need to be one switch of a gimmick,
Yo,
one
that would be
promo.
the most life altering thing I've ever witnessed in wrestling, bro. That would be the most momentum altering thing I've ever seen. But I love the Miz. Most people hate him. Most people hate him. That's my opinion. He should have got one. He got up in there. If they let you beat the people he beat at WrestleMania, you walk in WrestleMania and leave the champ still. Tell a
Yeah,
nigga
but
go
I
to
was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say his runs was good though. He ain't had no. He wasn't no just a holdover to the title till we give it to the next one. I like that his runs for real. Just like you said, he went to WrestleMania and still came out the champ.
absolutely. Yeah, I think you gotta salute that boy. Hey, and speaking of salute, man, let's just give my boy Tone some love, man. He's still whipping up the snacks while he's hiding. Shout out to AirPods. Shout out to Empire for allowing my guy to be mobile. Do what you gotta do, man. You better than me, bro. Let me tell you what I did right before the show started. I told my kids, if y'all knock on this motherfucking door, I'm gonna kick y'all ass. Yeah, I literally had that talk with them. Knock on this door, say anything to me, I'm kicking you in your ass. Door locked, nobody's touching nothing. You don't even know my kids up there. They probably scared to go to the bathroom right now. Don't make no fucking noise. Shut your ass up. Tone like, you know what? We can do it all, baby. I'm like, yeah, them snacks gonna wait, nigga. You'll be all right. Nah, my kids teenagers now. They don't give a fuck. They out. They on their
Right.
phones. They don't even know I'm here. They don't talk to me. When you get teenagers, them kids don't talk. They talk to you once a day.
Nah, for real.
Like, look, I just came
You're
home from
welcome.
school. You want to do this now, or you want to wait till dinner? What you want to do? I'll wait till dinner. Good list, y'all. I like y'all list. I think that my list was the best list because I make the best list all the time. But I do respect what y'all had going on. Good shit.
Well, you copied half of my list,
Oh my!
so
I did go after you. That's the only
I
reason.
mean, you
I
did.
had to
You
order this
just switched up a couple
than
things, but you
copying me,
copied
bro.
half of my list. But I mean,
Right. We literally all got the same people,
I
so it's
know.
like one.
I mean, we had to though, right? Because it's only like what is it? 10 good people who didn't win.
Right, for real.
You know what I'm saying? It's only like 10 people worth talking to that didn't win it. Everybody else is kind of like, I understand why they ain't get it. And not them 10, I kind of understand why some of them ain't get it.
Right.
To be honest. Yeah. I can see why Kane didn't get it. Because Vince
Yeah,
probably understood,
he had
like, I'm not going to
he
keep
had
the
a tough.
title long at all.
Kane had a tough era though, for real. That era is like kind of tough
Right.
to get it even a title in. That's why they ain't had no long reigns.
You had to swap them out. Couldn't nobody have a
Yeah,
title reign
stars
long
was
6 months.
they
8
was
months.
too
well,
big without the titles.
well, theoretically, you could. Like, I mean, because if you look at it, like, uh, Austin won 3 times.
Yeah.
Think about it. You got Austin,
Shawn
you got The
Michaels won
Rock,
twice.
Triple H,
Rock won
Shawn Michaels,
twice. Triple H won
Undertaker,
twice.
Mick Foley. You know what I'm saying?
But
You slid Chris Jericho in there. That's 7 right there without even adding Kane. That'd be an 8. You know what I'm saying? They gave it to Booker T. That was a fire era. That was a hard time to get a title.
no, but to respond to Matt, okay, so let's say we give it to Kane. We put him in the main event and we have him win just to drop it the next day. You could do something like that with Zack Ryder with the
It
IC
depends.
title. You
Maybe
can't.
he don't win. Maybe it's just a great story and he lose.
The perfect combination for that to
I
happen
think
was
the main
Undertaker
thing
would have had
when
to
he
have
was
the.
the hottest, he was he
They
was too
missed the
hot with the
boat.
Taker. That's what it was.
But yeah, they
That's
could
what
have
it
had a
was. Taker.
storyline. They could have had a
He was
storyline with
real.
Taker. They could have had the storyline with Taker as the champion and Kane fighting him at WrestleMania. That would have been fire.
No, I don't think you could have did that then because when Taker was beefing with Kane, he was kind of cold. It was kind of cold. He had been in the league, he had been in there 10 years straight down there. He came in 1990. Kane came in 97. We was kind of tired of Taker a little bit, 7 years straight at that point. So I think that's why
Shit.
I think the
Nobody
beef
never said that to Hogan.
Hogan ain't gonna let you say that, nigga. You seen his contract, nigga.
True, right.
Hogan not gonna allow you to say that. No, I think Undertaker. I think him beefing with Kane brought his career back though, because it had to be.
Okay, yeah.
It had to be 7 years straight of the stiff ass dead man stuff. Man, that had to get boring
They said that's the best gimmick ever.
for sure. But I'm saying, look how many reiterations of it is. It's like 7 different versions of the Undertaker. You had to have it. You had to. In 97, we going from 1990 straight to 1997. That is a lot of dead men when I see you and I will kill you. Like that's a lot of that boring shit. I was if I'm 8 years old when he first got there, and now I'm 15 and he's still doing that shit, I ain't a fan of this nigga no more. I'm tired of the Undertaker.
You trust that. You love him.
See, we
You
was
love him. You love him at that point.
I don't know. I used to, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Y'all want to jump into some of these report cards?
Sure, why not?
All right. What I'm gonna do is let's end this broadcast and then jump back on and just do some report cards and put them out.
Okay.
Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with the No DQ podcast, man. This has been a lot of fun. Actually, I enjoyed myself. This was a good topic, good list. Any final words, fellas?
No hat mad
Y'all know.
out.
This nigga. that no hat shit. That's a low blow, bro. That won't be necessary.